What if I told you that all this food that you're looking at, all these local favorites from Hawaii, from the manapua to the butter mochi to the lumpia, donuts, porky santis, were all vegan. Totally 100% vegan. On today's episode, we're going to interview Lisa and Dennis from 7 Vegans High, and they're going to share about their story as far as how they got all this started, and we're going to eat some good food today. So join us for today's episode 2 of the show. I'm very excited to have my guests on today, not just because, well, all this lovely food that we're about to devour, but because they have a great story. This is Dennis and Lisa from 7 Vegans High, and we're gonna kind of find out about them as far as how they got all this started, how they made all this beautiful food, and I'm gonna try my best to concentrate and actually interview them and not like pick one and grab it and put it in my mouth. So welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on. So first of all, before we get into the business, actual business of 7 Vegans High, how did you guys meet?
Well, we met.
The CP members.
We met in 1997, a long time ago.
It's a lot of pressure. How do you feel?
Yeah.
I hope you don't sleep on the couch today.
We met a long time ago. When I met my wife, she was actually vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I was not vegetarian, or I was far from that.
How did we meet?
I was. We met because of a family friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we got to know each other. So she's from California originally, and I was born and raised in Hawaii.
Did he get it correct?
Yeah. for the most part.
Now, how would you explain? I'm guessing with any relationship, any marriage, you both have two different personalities. How would you explain each other's personalities?
He has a lot more patience than I do.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Surprising, because guys, we get a bad rap for like not having patience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, yes.
So yeah, it takes a lot of patience to do this.
Yeah, obviously. So he's the patient one.
Yes.
Okay. Be careful.
She's very goal oriented. She's more organized than I am, which is what I kind of need, which kind of balances me out. And she's more of the disciplinarian for the family.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of more of the cool. Okay,
Yeah.
like
A cool dad.
Yeah, a cool dad.
There you go.
Or I try to be, but
Yeah.
she's more of like, okay, you know.
I set the rules.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop,
Yeah.
sort of.
Kind of, yeah, in a way, yeah.
Oh yeah. And by the way, they have 5 kids. So if you guys are wondering why they're called 7 Vegans High, like respect. 5 kids, 7 of them. Like before we even came here, when they were rolling around a cart, and I think Dennis had like a couple boxes in his hand, and Lisa was coming from behind with her phone, you know. So respect on just having a big family like that,
Yeah.
having a business and just kind of keeping it all together. That's a lot.
Yes.
How do you guys do that? How challenging is it?
It's challenging, and at the same time, it challenges me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see what more things that I can do for myself and for my family, and to serve, food and because I'm a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the number one, I am a chiropractor first, and this is just a side thing that we do on the side, and it's been fun since we started this side business. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah.
And how long has it been so far?
Bakery since August, September.
Yeah.
It's just been a few months.
Yeah.
It's been like in the works, and something just kind of pushed us to say, okay, let's just do it. And when we got started, it just kept on rolling. People kept asking us because, most people that we know are not vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the only vegans in our own families. So and people in our families are far from being a vegetarian too at the same time. So
Filipino background,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like just like me, Hawaiian background.
Filipino background, yeah.
Yeah.
So like when we do go to parties all the time, we always bring our own food.
After you started the business,
Yeah.
was it challenging as far as how did your lives change? Because you have kids, you have the chiropractor business, you have everything. Did it become more stressful, more busy, or how did you guys juggle all that?
A lot busier. I mean, with stress comes, the more you add to your plate, yeah, it does get a little stressful, but it doesn't get like out of hand.
Yeah.
As long as you're able to control it, like having 5 kids, having like
So we know our limits.
Yeah.
having like my chiropractic thing as a main thing.
Yeah.
And doing this is just like something we do on the side, and and it's been increasing since we've actually like came out.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to get to the point that we're
Yeah.
too stressed that we hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's what brings us joy. We really enjoy cooking and
Yeah.
sharing with others.
Sharing for others,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Well, as long as you have a love for it, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
right?
It does,
We're
It's
because-
still work
yeah,
for us.
yeah,
We
yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah.
I think once business becomes
Yeah.
a chore or
Yeah.
becomes like
That's why,
stressful. That's
That's why I didn't want to work in a restaurant, because I didn't want to do it 8 hours in
Yeah.
the kitchen, like 5 days a week, and just be stuck there. I actually want to do like a lot of different things and
Yeah.
kind of expand and kind of reach out to more like different people, so that way they get a taste of it. Because I used to work in like a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, to me, working in a restaurant is far more stressful.
Yeah.
Because they're doing this inside, kind of like I can kind of step away from it and do it for a few hours, and okay, I'm done. And then
I've been in a restaurant before. I had a short career in the restaurant. I think 6 weeks.
6
I was
weeks.
a host at the old Kincaid's, if you guys remember Ward. It was,
Okay, yeah.
So Kincaid's, and I was like the only guy host, and the girls was like doing circles around me. I was like, okay, this is not working for me, obviously. So respect for anyone in the restaurant industry or anything food,
Yeah,
period.
It's a lot of work.
It's
It is a lot of work. Yeah, it is. Me being like on the line, it was stressful. Making like 100 plates for like a wedding, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to do this, every day. Yeah.
Now you guys do you guys share the workload as far as the baking and the cooking and everything?
I do most of the cooking and the baking.
Okay.
Yeah, but she does help prep and so forth. So she kind of like packages things or puts things away
Okay.
or puts the finishing touches. So
And social media, you guys take care of that too and everything?
she does all that.
I do it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of more the guy behind the stove.
Yeah.
She's more the person behind the.
We gotta get more selfies with him in the on the Instagram account, right? Now, as far as social media wise, how do you tackle Instagram, Lisa? As far as you guys try to post so much a day, or is there a certain vibe that you try to put out with your content? Do you have any?
I just go with the flow, however I feel it.
Okay.
Yeah, like if people keep messaging me,
Yeah.
like on the spot, like every day, every minute.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put like a time frame, like, oh, I'm closed, I don't want to answer your call.
Yeah. Because social media is
Right.
24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's
You never
24/7.
close,
We're
right?
not,
It's
yeah,
always-
and we're not a storefront that, okay, our doors are closed.
Yeah.
Because if you don't answer, you miss that opportunity
Exactly.
to serve someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just constantly just to put it out there that, oh, hey, we're here. And I like putting out like other people's food reviews because it sounds legit.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I've
Yeah,
seen a
it
lot
is,
of reviews that you guys
Yeah.
post too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
As opposed to just like my word, I could
Yeah.
just be saying
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just to say it.
Yeah.
But if you see like other people saying
Yeah.
it, then
Yeah.
it's legit.
It's more reputable, right?
Yeah,
Instead of
it
just
is,
talking
it is,
about
yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can say that I can say that okay. Our food
Personally,
is
we
so
can say
good.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think after you try
Exactly.
it? Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's we are kind of like a refer.
Yeah.
Base, and we like people to see our reviews, that way they know, hey, this is the real deal.
And I feel like, because I follow you guys on Instagram at 7vegans_hi.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone always posts about you guys' food. But I feel like you guys' followers are pretty active, yeah?
I think so. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love being social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're the social butterfly.
Yes.
But like, Dennis seems social too.
He is.
It depends on the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you, Lisa, when did you start noticing a big, when did the Instagram start really picking up and you started having more messages and things come your way? Because I'm sure in the beginning it's kind of like, okay, we put it out there, we'll get 20 followers, 50 followers. But
Yeah.
when did you start noticing,
That's the
okay?
most recent, right?
It just picks up like, I don't know,
It was after the showing
which show? Oh yeah, I think it picked up after the showing that
we did.
that we did. It was
We gave donations.
Oh, okay.
It was like a.
it was at the Doris Duke Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, we basically catered for like maybe like 175
Oh no,
people.
it's 300 people.
And what we did is we actually just made food, and we just gave it for free.
Oh, okay.
To the people who came.
And we asked and we just asked for like donations. for the animal sanctuary that was kind of in the works at the time. So this like a
Yeah.
few months ago.
Because you guys have pop-ups too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys try to do that like once a month, or is this random?
Right now, recently, been doing it once a week. Well, the pop-ups at our office, we're
Like
trying to
twice-
do it twice a
Yeah,
week.
yeah, twice a week.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where we're comfortable at our office twice a week.
Because we're in the center, we're
Yeah,
central,
yeah.
the location.
Yeah.
Then recently, we have been getting a lot of tourists who've been contacting
Yeah, a lot of
me.
tourists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, hey.
They getting the hashtags, or they getting
Yeah, I
like
think
okay,
it's the
okay.
hashtags.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the word of mouth, like, hey,
Yeah.
we heard of you,
Yeah.
can we pick up some, vegan,
Yeah, yeah.
local foods?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we emphasize: vegan, local foods, and foods that I used to like eating or like I grew up eating.
Because I was kind of talking to Dennis earlier about you guys have an interesting story as far as like yeah. So I know we were talking about like you were resistant, with as far as veganism at first and
Yeah.
vegetarian and whatnot. So tell me, how did you guys get into being vegan? Where did you start off? Was it because growing up California, right? California, growing up Hawaii.
Yeah.
And Hawaii, I don't know about California, Hawaii is hard to really like convert people. Like I've been plant-based myself for about 6 years or so, 7 years or so.
Mhm.
And I think my family still doesn't get it, And my dad, my dad didn't get it at all. I think I tried explaining to him one time, I was like, look, Dad, this is better for you, this is more healthy,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even respond. He's just like so foreign to it.
Yeah.
So, where did your whole journey begin with becoming vegan, and where you guys are at right now?
Okay. So the journey. Well. Okay. So she was vegetarian first
Okay.
in the late '90s.
Yeah, right after high school.
So
Yeah.
so when we met in the '97, and I was eating meat, and I was eating meat for I was eating like a lot of meat, right?
That was a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're eating a lot of meat. Yeah.
So when
We got introduced to each other.
so when we introduced each other, right, I thought it was weird. Like,
Yeah.
this whole.
Yeah, because when you first meet, we're gonna go, let's go all eat out.
Yeah.
And then I'll just look at the menu, and then he's like, why don't you order this? Then I was like, where were we? We're like Animal
Animals.
And
Okay.
I was like, I can't eat that. He's like,
Yeah.
why? I go, I don't eat meat. And
Mm.
he gave this weird look like, what the heck?
Now I think we got to keep in mind too. This is around '97,
Yeah.
mid '90s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So Lisa, how was the? I know now it's a little more accepted as far as there's more vegan places, and there's
Right.
also a lot of places that offer vegan options. I'm always curious, how was it in the late '90s as far as vegan and vegetarian? Like, was there a lot of places, or was it not accepted yet as far as how it is now?
It was very scarce. It was really hard. Most of the time, I got backlashed
Okay.
because I'm the oldest of four. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of influenced my younger sister
Yeah.
to become
Oh,
vegetarian too. So they all, and we're from a Filipino family, so
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? That's a bad influence. But she did it on her own accord.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very hard back then. And I had a best friend who was vegetarian too.
Yeah.
So it didn't. We just worked together with that.
So options wise, there wasn't a lot of options. You
Oh,
have to kind of
no,
cook your
not
own, bake your own.
option-wise. It was really hard. That's why I was vegetarian, not vegan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't eat animal flesh, but I still
Okay.
ate the fruit.
Eggs and milk and
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
didn't like milk growing up, so
Yeah.
I got the whole Filipino thing like, that's why you're short,
Yeah.
because I didn't drink much milk.
So 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I found really interesting is they grew up vegetarian, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of misconceptions as far as after the breastfeeding stage, all that, then you go right into whole milk or whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, explain to everyone, how was it raising vegan children or vegetarian children? That's interesting. That I don't ever hear about that.
I think you have a great answer for that.
Amazing.
Because you're the one who actually breastfed.
Well, actually, all of them.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Yeah, I know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All of them were breastfed up to until they self-weaned.
Okay.
I didn't force them off. They basically went full term, maybe to they're 3,
Okay.
4 years old, up to when they went to school.
Yeah.
So after that, they just didn't have any more milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't switch off to cow's milk or anything like that, of course, because we're vegan.
Yeah.
And they would have occasion like almond milk, glass of almond milk,
Mm.
but it wasn't
Almond
like.
milk or coconut milk or
Yeah.
plant-based milk.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't like religiously like here you gotta have your milk every day.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Now, what did the doctors think of it? Obviously, I'm not sure. Like after you told the doctor, like, okay, we're not gonna go that route.
Well, luckily we weren't. We had actually had a doctor that wasn't very forceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really sweet.
So yeah, especially with our what you call that, your gynecologist.
Yeah, she was.
So
really
you know, they knew what we knew because like we kind of like researched everything that we did.
Yeah.
So you know, and plus you know her background, you know she has like nursing and RT background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It sort of helped that
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
a medical background.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know we weren't just like doing it blindly just to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because I like I know that you know a lot of people just do it blindly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Because everybody has a different purpose
Yeah,
or reason for
yeah.
doing it, right? Yeah.
So like what we did was, you know, we just did it, and and we were very fortunate to have doctors and people work with us, and they're like cool with it, because it helps to actually know what you're saying and doing,
Yeah.
versus like okay, yeah, we're gonna do it because.
Because a lot of people
it's a
get
diet.
bullied.
Yeah, because like a lot of people get bullied. You know, friends get bullied, families get bullied into thinking that okay, my doctor said that I need
Yeah.
this.
So they
Well,
end
it's
up
not true,
switching
yeah.
around, yeah.
Yeah, because you know we.
Based on beliefs and what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
grew up with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So you know, I mean, to me, we have 5 kids to prove it
Mm.
that we don't need to consume animal milk.
Now, on the first kid though,
Yeah.
were you guys kind of like,
It
I
was
don't know
kinda
if this is
different.
gonna work? Yeah, you know,
I
like
mean-
skeptical, sort of.
It was.
Okay.
I admit, but you know, like we just. it's just
Yeah,
something-
first time parents, that was hard.
Yeah.
That was the experiment kid. The
Yeah,
first,
it's
he
the
didn't, like he or
first
she
one.
didn't even
Yeah.
know, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the first time was like, okay, you know what, okay, let's do that. So
Yeah.
so each time we had a kid, we actually like leveled up.
Yeah.
To,
There's different
yeah,
levels,
yeah,
yeah.
So you know, we're like, okay, you know what, let's just not do it at all.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Now-
the first 3, they grew up vegetarian.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first 3.
But now they're all vegan, but the 2 younger ones, completely vegan.
Wow.
Yeah, from birth.
Now, how was it for your children and maybe for yourselves too? How is it living vegan? Because I know, you know, again, I've been plant-based for a while. I know the challenges. What challenges have you guys been through? And most importantly, what do they go through? You know, as far as like, do they get any backlash from their friends or whatnot? Or
Well, the challenge for us as a family, it's actually not that bad. That I mean, of course, yeah, we get that backlash from family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always a thing. You know, with I think everyone who goes vegan.
and by the way, they're running around all over the place. So
Yeah, the kids,
Hey, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
don't
I'm
worry.
If you see me making faces, I'm just.
Yeah, I don't
talking
want
to
you
the
guys to think
kids.
she has something like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, she's vegan, but she's making some faces. I don't know. over there.
Yeah, I'm talking to the kids behind the camera.
Yeah, they're hanging out, they're running around, they're cool. So if you guys hear any sounds or whatnot, don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal. You're not hearing things.
So yeah, that's one of the challenges is the backlash from a family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
family members and so forth. So, you know, and another thing is not having food whenever you need it. So yeah, that's been a big thing. Yeah, so you know, like going to a restaurant. Oh yeah, they ran out,
Mm.
That's
or
true.
it's not vegan, nor
Friendly, yeah.
But I think if you have a good support system as far as friends, family, they'll accept you for who you are and
Yes,
they'll kind of
yeah, that's
they'll
true.
help you. You know what I mean?
We've had a few friends who's very supportive.
Yeah.
You know, we still hang out with our
Those
friends.
are the true friends.
Yeah, yeah.
But
those
we
are
have
true
lost
friends.
a lot of friends.
Yeah,
Just because of your choices.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So you know, they just stop hanging out with us, or
Is
Stop
it
talking to
Yeah,
us.
so-
now? It's not. Was it necessarily like your choice, or was it just because you guys they felt like you were difficult to go out with, or what do you think? it was?
I think it's kind of weird for them to kind of like accept that. Okay.
Maybe they feel guilty because they're meat eaters?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it makes them feel bad for what we eat, and then like, oh, well, we're eating this.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I think that's what it is like maybe the guilt,
Mhm.
or I don't know, but yeah, I can't really speak for them, but
Yeah.
as
We
far
have-
but you know, like we're still seeing people, but we're vegan.
Because people treat it like a religion.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah,
oh, but
yeah.
I have friends that tell me, oh, you can't eat that because you're vegan. You know, you're this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a normal human being.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I eat the
Yeah.
same things. Like if you take me to somewhere, I'll get
Yeah.
around it. You know.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Like
true,
I've been
yeah.
to Hawaiian places with Hawaiian food, and I've gotten around it somehow. So
like poi.
Yeah, boy. No, actually, one funny story is I went to a place down in Hawaii called Highway Inn, and it's a Hawaiian place,
Yes.
and I think there's 2 locations. It's been
Yes.
around for years, and when I first went in with my family, I saw one of my friends from high school. She was a waitress, and she said, "Damon, what are you like?" She gave me this scared look, like, "Damon, what are you doing here? Like, you know."
Oh yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
know, like, I don't know if you're gonna survive here.
What, tripe stew?
Yeah, like, cause, and I kind of knew, I was like, okay, well, but you know,
I want to hang out too.
yeah, I want to hang out with my family and friends. Like, I'm not one of those, like, I'm plant based, and you know, there's different levels, but I'm not one of those people where I become a burden, you know, like, because we know there's different levels of
Yes.
vegan
Yeah,
and
there is,
vegetarian,
there is,
right?
yeah,
So, yeah, we went in there, and she's like, I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know why you're here. Like, in a good way. I mean, in a funny way.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I still see her on social media. We joke around about it. But I think that day, I actually ordered the first ever in the history of that restaurant, the first ever avocado burger. So she said, okay, look at the menu. And that was probably the hardest restaurant that I've ever had to deal with. Is I looked on the menu, and usually you can spot all stuff like salad here and there.
Yeah.
There was literally absolutely like 0.1% of stuff.
Yeah.
So what I did was I looked at it, I was like, okay, what do you put in the burgers? And this is kind of good advice for you guys who are kind of transitioning, or maybe, you know, you do it occasionally and
Yeah.
you're in a restaurant and you want to,
It's good to know.
order something. I looked at what they put in the burgers, and there was avocado and vegetables and stuff like that. I said, okay, ask the cook if he can make an avocado burger. And we joke around to this day, like, she said, I think that's probably the first avocado burger in history of Highway Inn, because it's been around since like the 60s or the 70s, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a challenge to you know, it's a challenge in some ways, but if you really believe in it and you're strong on your beliefs, you know, I don't think it's much of a challenge.
It's not.
you know?
It's not that bad.
You can be more assertive about it.
Yeah, I think more assertive. You have to know what.
Planning in advance.
Yeah. Planning in advance. So like when we eat out with our friends, you know, like Bravos, we kind of know that okay.
Yeah.
You stay away from all the pastas except that one pasta because they all have eggs. Yeah, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But luckily, this year we met a lot of vegan friends who we became close to.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, because we're in a lot of activist groups.
Groups,
Yeah, I think you guys were following a sanctuary. I think I saw you guys post about that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
How is that? Explain that, the sanctuary, because I've always wanted to go in one. I've seen it before, but what exactly is it like an animal sanctuary?
Well,
We
it's
save farmed animals.
yeah. So what they do is they actually save animals that's gonna be bought, bought for a kill.
Okay.
And this sanctuary on Oahu is actually the first non-profit animal sanctuary.
Here on Oahu.
Yeah. There's a sanctuaries on the other islands, but not on Oahu.
Yeah.
So what
Our
it is?
friends started up.
Yeah. So our friends, you know, they started up, and they actually got a pig, a big pig.
Haku.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, he has a name. I know he has a name. I know it. Yeah.
Haku.
Yeah, he's like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
He's so very
So,
cute.
yeah,
It's
so-
like a big dog. Yeah.
So he's like a big dog.
Yeah.
So he was actually raised with kids.
Okay.
So when he got too big,
Yeah.
I
Put
think
him up for sale.
they put him up for sale.
For
Oh,
slaughter.
okay.
Yeah, for slaughter. So
they save these animals, and then
Yeah.
people can go in the sanctuary, interact with them as far as
Yeah.
petting them and whatnot.
so far there's one resident, which is Haku.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We're looking for more residents.
Yeah, so you're looking for more
Okay.
residents.
It's volunteer based.
Yeah, so volunteer based,
Yeah.
100% non-profit.
Yeah.
So people, like
We can
dedicate their
earn time there,
to go help them out, just feed the pig, babysit, or whoever wants to go there, is more than welcome to actually.
And your children must love that,
Oh
obviously.
yes.
they do.
Okay.
They love it.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Look, they're busting out or anything. Let us out of this jail back here. Okay, well, I tell you what. We basically attacked a lot of things except attacking this food. Now, explain to everyone. Now, I've been having a hard time looking at this and focusing and trying to ask questions. But what do we have here for everyone?
So what we have here is my chashu manapul. Okay, this is it's made with the tofu, and the bread is like sweet bread style. So that's what it is.
Sweet bread style.
Yeah. This is always our favorite, or this is our most
Best
sold.
sold, yes.
Best sold. Okay, and this in here is butter mochi. Another local favorite, also known as bibinka. And so yeah, this is 100% vegan as well, no eggs. So it tastes like roti. What we have here are the lumpias.
Small little lumpias, I like it.
Yeah, smaller lumpias. So yeah, straightforward. They're all just vegetables inside. Yeah, nice and delicious. And what we have here is vegan pork guisantes. Okay, so there's a porkless guisantes. So there's the the veggie meat in here, which I made myself. Okay, and with all the fixings of a real guisantes. And this one right here is a char siu steak. Like Chinatown kind. I try to make it as authentic as it can, as far as taste and texture. So I grew up eating char siu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So,
all of us, growing up in Hawaii.
And this here are our vegan donuts right here. And this is our chocolate chip cookie. So these are just a few stuff that we have. Samples that that we have. We make a whole lot of different things. We specialize in like local style foods, pre-lunches. So
And that's what I like about you guys, because I think, especially for the local people, like Hawaii people, it's harder for them to understand this because if they're just eating salad and all that stuff. But if they have dishes like this, and that's what caught my eyes when I found you guys on Instagram. I was like, wait a minute. That does not look like, it's not vegan really, but
I know, I got that. Like, are you sure?
Like sometimes,
it's surreal,
depending on where you go, and especially with you guys, like sometimes the food looks so real that I gotta question myself. I'm like, I think someone's playing a joke on me. What is the best seller out of all the dishes usually, or the most popular ones, or one or two?
The manapos are good.
All of these.
They're actually all good.
I mean, obviously they're all
No,
good.
that's why we brought these, because we wanted you to try it.
Yeah.
Mostly,
this is always gone.
this one's
Always
gone.
gone. Yeah.
And then the char siu has been a lot lately.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, we started planning this interview
Right.
probably about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I wanted it to be authentic, and I told Lisa, I was like, you know what, I want to try you guys' food so bad, but I won't try it because I want to actually do the interview and try it for the first time. So I have not tried this at all.
No.
But I know it's good. And she's like, oh, do you want to order? I was like, you know what, I'm gonna order, but I'm gonna make my order for the day that I come here. So this is literally the first time that I'm trying it out with them. I think the one question that a lot of people have when it comes to mock meat or dishes that are similar to everyday food, what people usually have is, what exactly is the char siu made of, and like the pork guisantes?
Okay. So what it's made of is a seitan that I make. So it's a homemade seitan, and it's made with butter wheat gluten. So what you do is you make the veggie meat and you try to form it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is it like you kind of mold it
It's like a
into
dough.
a shape? Okay.
Yeah. So you cook the dough. So it's a two-step cooking process.
Yeah.
You gotta boil it or steam it, and then you pan fry it. So
And you guys can look it up. It's called Seitan, not to be confused with Satan. So it's Seitan. Yeah. And Seitan is kind of a form of, or what a lot of people use for mock meat, or to kind of get that texture that you normally would get with animal-based foods. We're gonna dig in. Period. Yeah, we're gonna dig in, and we're gonna talk a little bit more. We're gonna take a little brief break, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we learned about them, we got through the interview and everything, and we're gonna go to the most important and the part that I've been waiting for all this time is I'm gonna actually try it. We're gonna eat. I think first on my list, I wanna try the manapua. So char siu manapua with a sweet bread. Yeah, sweet bread outside, right? Sweet bread?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. See, I thought a lot of manapuas, when they're left out for a while, they get kind of hard. This one, like, we had it out for like close to probably over a half an hour or so, and it's still soft. If you look in the inside, so you can see the filling right there. Ooh. So the texture you guys can see is pretty, like, kind of like solid, just like a regular char siu. Wow. Holy cow. The taste is there for sure. And again, what's good about this is while we were doing the interview and everything, the food has been out. and it still keeps its consistency and everything, the texture and whatnot. It still tastes good. So wow. All right, guys. So I want to thank Dennis. I want to thank Lisa from 7VeganSci. Check them out on Instagram at 7vegans_hi. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Correct, yes.
HI. And they post all their food. You just scroll through their stuff, you're gonna get hungry just like me. But thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for having
Thanks for
us.
having us. Yeah.
we're gonna eat now because I've been waiting for this for a long time. So until the next episode, thanks for joining us on the show again. And
Let's eat.
let's eat.